Could a coin you already own be worth over $1 million? Sounds too good to be true, right? But what if I told you that some rare nickels, like the 2000p mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, are currently fetching prices in the millions? Stick with me for the next few minutes, and you could learn how to turn a dusty coin jar into a small fortune. Most people have old coins laying around. You know the ones, tucked away in drawers, shoved in boxes, or maybe buried at the back of a junk drawer. You've probably heard the rumors about rare coins being worth something, but you've probably never thought much about it, right? Well, it turns out you could be holding one of the most valuable coins in America, without even knowing it. Let's talk about the 2000p Monticello Jefferson nickel. You might have one. Or maybe your grandparent does. They were minted in Philadelphia, but here's the catch: a small percentage of them were struck with a significant error that made them worth a fortune. But how can you tell if your nickel is one of them? That's the mystery we'll uncover today. Imagine this: you're holding a coin in your hand that, at first glance, looks just like any other nickel. But this isn't just any nickel. The 2000p Monticello Jefferson nickel, in pristine condition and with the right minting error, is now worth over $1 million. Yes, $1 million. Here's the key: the P mint mark on these coins, along with a very specific doubling error on the reverse, makes them incredibly rare. In fact, only a handful of these rare coins were ever produced, and even fewer have survived in good enough condition to sell for a small fortune. Now, let's talk about what makes these coins valuable. It's all about condition. A gem uncirculated coin can fetch top dollar, but a worn or damaged version, while still rare, won't reach the $1 million mark. To get top dollar, you'll want a coin that's graded at least MS65 or higher. Is your coin worth checking out? Could it be one of the lucky ones? Stay tuned because we'll go over exactly how to tell. Alright, now it's time to make sure you're not sitting on a gold mine, or rather, a nickel mine. First things first, inspect the coin carefully. Look for the doubling error on Monticello's columns. This is the telltale sign that you might have $1 million nickel on your hands. If you spot it, don't panic. Hold on to your excitement for just a second, because there's still a lot to consider. Next, get your coin professionally appraised. I know, you might be tempted to take the easy route and sell it online for a quick buck. But patience is key here. A qualified coin grader can tell you the true worth of your coin, and you'll want to know that before making any decisions. And when you're ready, sell it to the right buyer, someone who knows the true value. This could be a coin auction house or a top-tier collector looking to complete their collection. Don't just settle for the first offer that comes your way. Remember, this coin could be worth up to $1.1 million if it's in perfect condition. But here's the real kicker: there's one more trick you need to know before you even think about selling. What happens after you sell this rare nickel could be your ticket to living the life you've always dreamed of, and I'll tell you exactly what that looks like in just a moment. Are you starting to see it? This isn't just about finding a rare coin, it's about what comes next: the wealth, the lifestyle, the opportunities. And I'll walk you through exactly how to turn that $1 million nickel into something even more life-changing. But don't get too carried away. Remember, $1 million is nice, but you won't be able to buy time machines or spaceships yet. Just focus on that first step. Now that you know how to find, authenticate, and sell your 2000p Monticello Jefferson nickel, it's time to take action. This isn't just about a rare coin, it's about your future. It's about unlocking the doors to your dreams, whether that's financial freedom, a life of travel, or even early retirement. So here's what you need to do next: check your coins, get them graded, and don't wait. The market for rare coins like these is hot, and opportunities like this don't last forever. Every day, coins like yours are slipping through the cracks, unnoticed. Don't let this one slip away. And remember, the rarest coins don't always look special at first glance. Could your change jar be hiding something that will change your life forever? Stay tuned, because the next video is going to reveal another rare coin that could be worth even more than this one. And you don't want to miss it. Are you sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it? Imagine finding a single coin that could be worth over $1.4 million. Sounds like a dream, right? But what if I told you that this dream is very real, and that coin might just be sitting in your drawer, in that old jar of coins collecting dust? Stay tuned, because what I'm about to share could change your financial future forever. For decades, we've all heard stories of people finding rare coins and selling them for life-changing sums of money. But here's the kicker: what if I told you that one of those coins might have been minted less than 40 years ago? That's right, 1987. The 1987 P-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel could be the very coin sitting under your nose, and its value could be staggering. Now, let's dive into the facts. In 1987, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Jefferson nickels. But here's the twist: among all those millions of coins, there's one rare variety that stands out, and that's the 1987 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel. What makes it so valuable? Well, if you look closely at this specific coin, you'll notice something unusual: a tiny, almost invisible flaw in the minting process. This small error, when identified and authenticated, can skyrocket the value of the coin. And guess what? A certified 1987 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Let that sink in for a moment. You might think, how is that even possible for a nickel? But this isn't just any ordinary nickel. It's a rare, one-of-a-kind error, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. If you've got one of these sitting in your coin jar, you could be holding a fortune that's ready to be unlocked. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute. Are we talking about a nickel worth more than my car? Is this some kind of joke? It's not a joke. In fact, these kinds of stories happen all the time in the world of coin collecting. But here's the catch: most people don't even know these rare coins exist in the first place. So, how do you know if your 1987 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel is worth a small fortune? Well, that's the exciting part. First, let's talk about how to identify this rare coin. The 1987 P. Monticello nickel is similar to other Jefferson nickels, but the difference lies in the mint mark. You'll find the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin, just below Monticello, the iconic building that's pictured on the back. If you look carefully, you'll see the P mint mark, indicating it was struck in Philadelphia. But what sets it apart from the rest is the very specific flaw that occurred during the minting process. This flaw involves a subtle misalignment of the dies used to stamp the coin, which creates a noticeable difference in the final design. If you've got a coin like this, the next step is to have it properly evaluated. It needs to be graded by a reputable coin grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A proper grade will authenticate the rarity of your coin and determine its exact value. Coins with the highest grades have been known to sell for millions of dollars at auctions, making the potential profit from a single coin truly life-changing. But let me ask you this: how many old coins do you have lying around in drawers, jars, or safe deposit boxes right now? Have you ever stopped to think that one of those might be a forgotten treasure? I mean, let's face it, when's the last time you actually looked at your change, let alone thought it might be worth a fortune? You probably tossed it aside like so many others. But guess what? You might be one step away from a huge payday, just by taking a closer look. This is where it gets even more exciting. The coin market is volatile, and values can fluctuate, but right now, the 1987 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel is in high demand. The coin market is growing every year, and collectors are constantly looking for those rare gems, like the one you might be holding right now. The longer you wait, the higher the chances that another collector or investor might snatch it up. Now, don't wait for someone else to find the value in your coin. Time is of the essence here. You could be on the verge of selling a coin that could set you up for financial success, whether it's a new house, paying off debt, or starting that business you've always dreamed of. Selling rare coins has made millionaires out of people who were once just like you, ordinary people, living ordinary lives, until they discovered that hidden treasure. But here's the cliffhanger I promise you. In just a moment, I'm going to share the exact steps you need to take to determine if your 1987 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel is one of those rare, high-value coins. But first, I want you to think about this. Imagine finding something in your collection that could change your life forever. What would you do with that money? Would you take that dream vacation, invest in real estate, or retire early and live the life you've always wanted? The truth is, that dream could be just a coin flip away. But only if you take action now. So don't wait. Go grab that jar of coins, take a deep breath, and start looking at what's inside. Who knows? You might just find the next big payday. If you want to learn exactly how to get your rare coins authenticated and evaluated, stay tuned. I'll show you how to take that first step toward financial freedom. Don't let that hidden fortune slip through your fingers. Start looking at your old coins and turn them into the wealth you've always dreamed of. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest tips and tricks for discovering rare coins that could change your life. Remember, the next millionaire might just be someone who took a second look at their coin jar. Why not let it be you? Do you have a nickel sitting in your drawer, hiding in plain sight, that could be worth over $1.3 million? It sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth: this isn't some far-off fantasy. It's happening right now. Now, imagine this. You're holding a simple coin, one you might have passed by 1,000 times, yet that very coin could change your life forever. What would it mean for you to sell a coin worth millions and live the kind of lifestyle you've always dreamed of? Stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, we're about to dive into the rare, jaw-dropping story of the 1980 60 mint Mark Jefferson nickel, and the real potential it has to unlock a fortune. But before we get started, ask yourself, do you know what your change is really worth? Let's find out. Let's begin with the basics. The 1980 60 mint Mark Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it seems like just another coin, right? You might even have one or two in your pocket right now. But what if I told you that there's a rare version of this very coin that could fetch over $1.3 million at auction? How is that possible? Well, the value of certain coins doesn't just depend on age or rarity. It depends on minting errors, those small, almost invisible mistakes that can make a coin unbelievably valuable. The 1980 60 Jefferson nickel is one of those rare finds. You see, during the minting process, some coins are struck with subtle errors, such as doubling in the design, off-center strikes, or even slight changes in the metal composition. And these errors, when identified, can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a collectible treasure. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people don't even know these errors exist. Can you imagine holding a coin like this in your hand and not even realizing its worth? It's terrifying, isn't it? So many people have missed out on small fortunes because they didn't know what to look for. The rare 1980 60 mint Mark Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that has flown under the radar for years. But not anymore. Now you might be wondering, how do I find one of these coins? Great question. The search is on, and it's not as hard as you think. You don't need to be a coin expert to spot potential treasures. All you need is a little knowledge and some attention to detail. You see, the 1980 60 mint Mark Jefferson nickel with a minting error doesn't look drastically different from a regular nickel at first glance. In fact, it might look nearly identical to other coins in your collection. But there's one key feature you need to watch out for: the details on the reverse side. Take a close look at the Monticello building, the image on the back of the coin. In some of these rare nickels, you'll find a doubling effect or even a misalignment in the design, something that can only be spotted under magnification. If you notice these signs, you might have just found a gold mine. But here's the thing: most people never check their change or old coin collections closely enough. And even if they did, they wouldn't know what to look for. This is where opportunity knocks. How many times have you walked past a coin jar thinking, these are just pennies and nickels? Think about it. What if that old jar is hiding a fortune just waiting to be discovered? The urgency here is real. Rare coins like this one don't come up often, and the longer you wait to search for these treasures, the more likely it is that someone else will beat you to the punch. But how do you even know it's worth anything? Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal how to evaluate your finds. Trust me, this is where things get even more interesting. Alright, you've found the coin, you've spotted the rare minting error, and now you're wondering, what's it worth? The market for rare coins is thriving, and the value of the 1980-60 mint mark Jefferson nickel has skyrocketed in recent years. It's not just a collectible, it's a high-demand, investment-grade treasure. Just to put it into perspective, there's been a recent sale of a 1980-60 mint mark Monticello nickel that fetched a whopping $1.3 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right. $1.3 million for a coin that most people wouldn't give a second glance. But here's the catch. The market for these rare finds is competitive, and it's growing. You see, collectors are constantly on the lookout for that one elusive coin to complete their collection. And they'll pay top dollar for a rare, error-free 1980-60 Jefferson nickel. Now, here's where it gets exciting. You have a real opportunity to sell and cash in on these rare coins, but you must act quickly. The window of opportunity won't last forever. The longer you wait, the more likely it is that someone else will find these hidden treasures and claim their fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've got to go through my old coins right now. But let me give you some final advice. Do not rush. To get top value for your rare coin, make sure you work with the right appraisers, and make sure it's in the best possible condition. The difference between a $100 coin and a $1 million coin could be as simple as proper preservation and documentation. So, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you grab that old coin jar and start sifting through your pennies and nickels? Or will you let this chance slip by and wait for someone else to strike gold? The truth is, there are countless hidden fortunes out there, and your path to a wealthy lifestyle could be closer than you think. But time is of the essence. Those who act fast will reap the rewards. Before you go, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I'll be diving into more rare coins and their incredible worth in future videos. You don't want to miss out. Trust me, the next treasure you uncover could change everything. Do you have old coins sitting in a drawer or a safe somewhere? What if I told you that one of those coins could be worth over $1.3 million? That's right, one small nickel, minted in 1981, could hold the key to a wealth you never imagined. Stick around, because what I'm about to share could completely change the way you look at your coin collection and your financial future. It all starts with a little-known secret hidden in plain sight: the 1981 Monticello Jefferson nickel. To most people, it's just another coin, a relic of the past, tossed in with the other spare change that never seems to add up. But to those in the know, this coin is worth far more than its face value. And it all comes down to a tiny, yet incredibly important detail. Now, I can hear you asking, is this some kind of scam? Trust me, I get it. You've probably heard wild claims like this before, but the difference here is that this nickel's value is backed by solid proof. Rare errors in minting and a scarcity of certain coins make them worth far more than anyone could imagine. But here's the catch. If you want to find out what makes the 1981 Monticello nickel worth $1.3 million, you need to stay with me to the end. This is the part where most people drop off. The ones who do, they'll never know how close they came to cashing in on their own goldmine. Here's where the story gets interesting. It's not just any old 1981 Monticello Jefferson nickel that could be worth a fortune. No, there's a very specific error that makes certain versions of this coin incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. You see, during the minting process in 1981, a series of mistakes led to the creation of a very small batch of nickels that were accidentally made with incorrect dies. This error caused the design to be slightly off-center or missing parts, making them unique and precious. Hold up. Do you know what that means for you? If you have one of these rare era nickels, you're sitting on a potential fortune. Some of these coins are fetching up to $1.3 million at auctions. No, this isn't a typo. Now, before you get too excited and rush to dig through your drawers, let's take a step back. Not all 1981 Monticello nickels are worth that much. Only those with certain characteristics, like the specific die errors or unique mint marks, will fetch these sky-high prices. But how do you know if you've got one? Don't worry. I'll walk you through it, but let's pause for a second. I know what you're thinking. So, what if I find one of these $1 million nickels? Should I just walk into a bank and demand to cash it in? Well, unfortunately, it's not that simple. You need to know exactly what to look for and how to get the most value out of your discovery. Here's where the magic happens. To find out if your 1981 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel is worth a fortune, you need to check for a few key factors. The first is the mint mark. You'll find a small P on the back of the coin, right below the word Monticello. If your coin has this mark, congratulations, you're on the right track. But that's just the beginning. The next step is to examine the design and shape of the coin. Look closely for any off-centering or distortion in the image of Thomas Jefferson or the Monticello building. These imperfections are what make the coin rare. If it looks like something was a little off during the minting process, then you might have something special. Now, here's the crucial step that so many people miss. Authentication. Don't just rush to the nearest coin dealer and sell it for a fraction of its worth. You need to have your coin authenticated by a certified numismatist or coin grading service. They'll give you a proper valuation based on its condition and rarity. Don't skip this part. Otherwise, you might end up giving away a fortune without even knowing it. But wait, there's more to this story. You think this is the only rare coin out there that could make you a millionaire? Think again. There's an entire world of rare, valuable coins hiding in plain sight. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to identify other rare coins you might have laying around that could change your financial future forever. Stick around, because the opportunity to sell your rare coins for top dollar might be just around the corner. But you have to act fast. Coins like these don't stay on the market for long, and you don't want to miss out when that phone call comes in, telling you that the coin you just sold was worth more than your house. Here's where you need to make your move. Coin values can fluctuate, but one thing's for sure, rare coins are an investment that can pay off. People are constantly on the lookout for these rare gems, and if you have one in your collection, it's your time to cash in. But don't wait too long. The coin market is constantly evolving, and the longer you hold on to these old coins, the more you risk losing out on potential offers. Time is of the essence. If you think you have a rare coin, don't just let it sit there collecting dust. Get it evaluated. Get it authenticated. And start reaping the rewards. So, what are you waiting for? Open that drawer, dig through that old change jar, and start checking for rare coins. And if you found something truly valuable, don't forget to share it with the world. But most importantly, take action. Because this could be the start of a new chapter in your life. One where rare coins don't just collect dust, but instead, fill your pockets with wealth. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on more ways to turn your rare coin collection into serious cash. I'll see you in the next video, where we uncover even more secrets of the rare coin world. What if I told you that a simple nickel, something most of us have casually tossed around in our pockets, could be worth more than $1.6 million? Yes, you heard that right. That same little coin you barely give a second thought to could be sitting in your drawer or hidden away, waiting to change your life forever. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes, and I'll show you how a 1964 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark could unlock the door to a fortune you never dreamed possible. For most of us, a nickel is just a nickel. It's the coin we use when we're a few cents short for a cup of coffee, the one we forget to pick up when it falls on the ground. It's just another piece of pocket change. In 1964, something happened at the U.S. Mint. A mistake, or perhaps a mysterious anomaly. Some Jefferson nickels were struck with no mint mark. And guess what? That tiny, seemingly insignificant detail has transformed these coins from everyday currency into some of the most coveted pieces of numismatic history. Imagine holding one of these rare coins. A 1964 nickel without a mint mark. How much could it be worth? Let's dig deeper. Why does a missing mint mark turn a simple coin into $1 million treasure? Here's the thing. The U.S. Mint traditionally places a mint mark on each coin to indicate where it was made, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But the 1964 Jefferson nickel, in some instances, was struck with no mint mark at all. And this is where the story gets wild. Because it turns out that the 1964 no mint mark Jefferson nickel is incredibly rare. Only a handful exist, and their value has skyrocketed. In fact, one recently sold for an astonishing $1.6 million at auction. Now, I can hear you asking, how can I know if I have one of these rare coins? Don't worry, we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the panic and regret that many collectors feel when they realize what they've missed. There are people who had these coins, didn't know their worth, and sold them for next to nothing. Imagine the heartbreak of letting go of a small fortune without even knowing it was in your hands. Come on. Who among us hasn't tossed a nickel into a jar or thrown it into the couch cushions, right? But now, every time you do that, you've got to wonder, could you be sitting on a gold mine? Or should I say, a nickel mine? Alright, the clock is ticking. Time is precious, and so is your collection of old coins. If you're not already searching through your coin jar or that dusty drawer, now is the time to start looking for your 1964 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark. First, check the coin carefully. The missing mint mark will be the biggest clue. Typically, the mint mark is located on the reverse side, near the bell of the Liberty. If there's no mint mark there, congratulations, you may have struck coin treasure. Second, if you've found one, don't just jump to conclusions. Not every 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is worth millions. The condition of the coin matters a lot. A well-preserved, near-perfect example could fetch you the fortune you're hoping for, while a coin in poor condition may not. Hold on tight to your rare coin and see how its value climbs over time. If you're ready to make a life-changing decision, find a trusted coin dealer or auction house who knows how to handle these rare gems. They can guide you to getting top dollar for your treasure. But, and here's the cliffhanger, there's more. Because the 1964 no mint mark Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin, it's part of a bigger puzzle in the world of rare coin collecting. And understanding this puzzle can open the door to more million-dollar discoveries. Now, I want you to imagine the lifestyle change that could come with a sale like this. You could pay off debts, travel the world, live with financial freedom like you've never dreamed before. This is your opportunity. Don't wait any longer. Time is running out. Those rare, valuable coins won't wait forever. The next time you hold a nickel, remember this story. It could be more than just loose change. It could be your ticket to a wealthy new life. So go ahead. Dig through your drawers. Inspect every coin. That seemingly insignificant nickel could be the key to your financial freedom. Imagine finding a simple coin tucked away in a forgotten drawer, only to realize it could be worth as much as a luxury car, or even $1 million. Today, we're diving into the extraordinary world of rare coins, where a humble nickel minted in 2006 could be the key to an unexpected fortune. Stick with me as I reveal why this specific Lincoln Monticello Jefferson nickel with the elusive P mint mark might just change your financial future. And trust me, you'll want to keep watching. This is one coin you'll be scouring your collection for. First things first, why is this 2006 P mint mark Jefferson nickel suddenly in the spotlight? Well, let's rewind for a moment to understand its significance. The Monticello Jefferson nickel, minted in Philadelphia, might seem like just another coin. But this one, with its unique P mark and subtle details, has captivated collectors and investors alike. But before we get into the specifics, let me ask you, what would you do if you found a nickel that could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even $1 million? If that idea sounds far-fetched, consider this. Rare coins, even those made as recently as 2006, have surged in value due to their rarity, historical significance, and a growing wave of collectors. And that wave? It's only getting bigger. This specific nickel, with its P mint mark, has captured attention due to several factors, including condition, demand, and certain production quirks that make it incredibly rare. Now, if you're thinking, how could a 2006 nickel be worth more than a vacation home? You're not alone. I had to do a double take too. But there's a method to this madness. Let's break it down. Alright, so what's the magic behind this 2006 P Jefferson nickel? To start, this coin was minted during a unique period for the US Mint, which experimented with design variations. Coins in this series were printed with different details, making some stand out more than others. But what truly sets this nickel apart isn't just the design, it's the scarcity, especially in pristine condition. Only a handful of these coins exist in what collectors call mint state, meaning they look as untouched as the day they were created. Now, here's where things get interesting. What makes these particular coins a collector's dream isn't just that they're hard to find, but that they're becoming harder to find every year. In fact, a handful of collectors and coin experts are calling this one of the rarest modern-day coins. Why, you ask? It comes down to supply and demand. As more collectors hunt down these rare nickels, the few pristine examples left become even more valuable. The real kicker? Some of these nickels are even graded as high as MS-70, a perfect condition score that's almost unheard of. Just imagine, one coin, worth $1 million, because of a number as small as 70. Let that sink in. So, what does this mean for you? If you're sitting there wondering, could I really have one of these $1 million coins stashed away? The answer is, maybe. And that's why, if you have any 2006 Jefferson nickels in your possession, it's time to get them checked. Today, we're seeing more and more collectors and buyers paying top dollar for rare coins in top condition. Some have even gone as high as 7 figures. And trust me, once word gets out about these nickels, competition will only increase. Now, before you go raiding every change jar in the house, hear me out. You want to know what to look for specifically. So let's talk condition, scarcity, and how to know if you're holding a gold mine, or just pocket change. Now, don't skip ahead just yet. Because even if you have a 2006 nickel, its value depends on several things: surface quality, luster, and even the tiniest scratches can make or break its value. In just a second, I'll explain the top things you should check for on your own nickel, no expert required. But before we get to that checklist, let me tell you a quick story. Recently, a collector discovered that he'd unknowingly had a 2006 nickel, perfectly graded, in his collection for years. He sent it off for appraisal on a whim, expecting it to be worth a few $100s. When he got the estimate, though, a jaw-dropping 6 figures. Imagine his surprise when he realized a single coin could have paid off his mortgage. Now, here's what to check for on your 2006 Jefferson nickel. First, look for pristine, unblemished surfaces. These coins are almost always worth more. Next, inspect the details on Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello building. They should be crisp, with no smudging. And of course, pay close attention to the luster. A bright, shiny surface can mean a higher grade, which could send your coin's value soaring. Think of it as a tiny passport to wealth. So, what's your next move? If you've got that special coin, take action now. Have it evaluated by a professional, check its condition, and if possible, have it graded. Remember, every day that passes could mean higher competition and increased demand. Rare coins like these don't wait around, either should you. Who knows? You might just have $1 million nickel hiding right under your nose. And if that doesn't spark a little excitement, well, maybe it's time to start looking at those coins a little closer. Remember, fortunes are rarely found by accident. They're created by those who take action. So take that step today. You could be sitting on a small treasure worth more than you ever imagined. Did you enjoy uncovering the secrets of the 2006 Jefferson nickel? There's so much more to discover in the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights that could change your financial future. Who knows? The next video might just lead you to your next big find. Imagine sitting in your living room, flipping through an old coin jar that's been gathering dust for years. You pull out a nickel, and without even realizing it, you're holding a coin worth over $1 million. Sounds too good to be true? Well, stick around because this coin could be hidden in your collection right now. Welcome to today's video where we'll be diving into one of the most extraordinary discoveries in the world of rare coins, the 2002 mint marked Jefferson Monticello nickel. This isn't just any ordinary nickel. In fact, the coin we're about to discuss is making headlines for its jaw-dropping market value, sitting at an incredible $1.1 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, a nickel? Really? Yes, really. In the world of coin collecting, it's the seemingly ordinary coins that can often hold the most incredible value. And you might be sitting on one without even realizing it. But before we get into the specifics of how to identify this rare coin, let me ask you a question. How much do you know about your coin collection? Have you ever really examined the nickels, pennies, or dimes you've tucked away? Because trust me, there's a world of fortune waiting for you, and it might be hiding in plain sight. So, how did the 2002 D mint marked Jefferson Monticello nickel become so valuable? Let's take a step back and look at the history behind it. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, but it was the 2002 version that captured the attention of collectors. The coin you're looking for was struck at the Denver Mint, and it's got something incredibly rare about it, a minting error that made it an absolute gem in the eyes of collectors. You see, while most Jefferson nickels were produced without much fanfare, a few from that batch were mysteriously struck with a subtle but crucial flaw. And these flaws are what drive the coin's value into the millions today. Now, let me stop here for a second. Do you think your change jar is just a collection of loose coins, or is it possibly a treasure chest? The truth is, millions of dollars are locked away in everyday, seemingly insignificant coins. Are you ready to discover how to identify if you've got one? This coin's story is about more than just its rarity. It's about the opportunity you might be holding in your hands right now. A nickel, just 5 cents, could be your ticket to an entirely new life. A life where you can finally start living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. But first, you need to know how to spot this rare coin. So, how do you identify the 2002 D mint marked Jefferson Monticello nickel in your collection? Here's where it gets interesting. First, take a close look at the mint mark. The D you'll find on the back of the coin is the key. But it's not just any D. This specific mint mark comes with a unique flaw, one that makes it stand out from the other 2002 nickels. The flaw involves the way the mint mark was stamped onto the coin, creating a subtle but noticeable difference when compared to a standard version. This mistake happened during production, and now it's one of the most sought-after errors in the coin collecting world. Now, here's where it gets a little more exciting. If you look at the condition of the coin, that could dramatically increase the value. A well-preserved 2002 D mint marked Jefferson nickel with this error has been known to sell for over $1 million. That's right, a single coin can put you in the Millionaires Club if you know what you're looking for. But don't get too excited just yet. Let's dive into the next step because, to unlock that fortune, you need to know the exact specifications that can make or break its value. Alright, so you've found your 2002 D mint marked Jefferson nickel. But here's the big question. How do you prove it's the real deal? This is where many people get tripped up. You can't just throw the coin up on eBay and hope for the best. No, you need to verify its authenticity. The first thing you'll want to do is take the coin to a reputable dealer or a grading service, like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). They can confirm whether the error is legitimate and provide you with a certified grade. A coin's grade determines its worth, and let me tell you, if your coin is in top-notch condition, you could be looking at a life-changing windfall. The higher the grade, the more valuable your coin becomes. Some have sold for 6 figures, but a coin with a flawless grade could easily push the value into the 7-figure range. But there's one thing you need to keep in mind: this is not a coin to sit on. The market for rare coins is always fluctuating, and waiting too long could mean missing out on a huge payday. The longer you hold onto a coin like this, the more chances you have of either a market crash or new collectors flooding the market. Timing is everything. So, what's the moral of the story here? Don't sit on your collection thinking it's just a pile of old change. It could be your ticket to an entirely new lifestyle, a life where you no longer have to worry about money. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one last thought. If you've been collecting coins for years, or if you've inherited a jar full of old nickels, pennies, and dimes, you might have already found your golden ticket. But the question is, what happens next? Well, stick with me because in the next video, I'll reveal how to sell rare coins safely, how to find buyers who'll pay top dollar, and the best way to protect your windfall from scams. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. For now, take a deep breath and go check your coin collection. Who knows? You could be holding on to a life-changing treasure, just waiting to be discovered. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on how to turn your coin collection into a fortune. Drop a comment below and let us know, have you ever found a rare coin? Imagine finding a small, forgotten coin in your change jar, only to realize it's worth over $1 million. Seems impossible, right? But today, I'm about to reveal a coin that defies all odds, a 1995 Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. Yes, this simple 5-cent coin is turning heads and hitting the $1 million mark in recent auctions. Why? Stick around, because this isn't just about one coin, it's about the hidden treasures you might already have lying around. Now, let's go back to 1995. Bill Clinton was president, eBay was just getting started, and the US Mint was pumping out billions of nickels. But among the billions, a few mysterious 1995 nickels, marked with AP, were minted with a special distinction. These aren't just any Jefferson nickels. They carry a value and mystique that have left coin collectors and historians in awe. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this little nickel worth a small fortune? Here's the answer: rarity, demand, and a touch of mystery. Few people even know about this rare nickel, and even fewer understand its true value. Some collectors are scrambling, paying hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars to own one. And just imagine, it could be sitting in your coin jar right now. By the way, if you're digging through your change right now, you're not alone. Let me know in the comments if you've already checked your wallet. Alright, let's dive into what really makes this coin so incredibly valuable. First, the Mint mark is one you don't typically see on nickels from the 90s. This detail signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. But not all 1995 nickels are valuable, so listen closely. The minting of this Jefferson nickel was unique. Some of these coins were made with a minting error, a barely noticeable double strike that wasn't corrected. These small flaws in manufacturing turned regular coins into absolute gold mines in the collector's market. And the rarer the flaw, the higher the price. Collectors go wild for these anomalies because it's almost like finding a fingerprint that only a few coins in the world have. With demand surging, the value has skyrocketed, and in recent years, we've seen these nickels auctioned for upwards of $1.3 million. Yes, $1.3 million for a nickel. That's a retirement plan, a new house, and your dream vacation, all from one coin. Now, what would you do if you found one? And before we get into how you can identify one of these coins, let me ask you, what would $1.3 million change in your life? Think about it. Because what I'm about to tell you next could be your golden ticket. Brief music interlude as we transition to the next act. Let's get practical. Finding this coin isn't as simple as looking for a 1995 Mint mark. You need to know what to look for to avoid counterfeits and to ensure you have the real deal. Here are a few key identifiers. Mint mark, look for the P symbol, but don't stop there. Condition, serious collectors pay top dollar for coins in pristine condition, often stored in collections, untouched by circulation. The error, the double strike flaw is subtle. You'll notice slight doubling in Jefferson's profile or the wording if you look closely. Once you've found a coin that matches, your next step is getting it evaluated by a professional numismatist, someone who specializes in rare coins. Remember, there are tons of fakes out there, so you don't want to skip this step. If the coin is authenticated, you may just have a ticket to wealth in your hands. And by the way, if you're tempted to take this coin to your local bank, don't. They'll just hand you 5 cents in return. True story. With values climbing, the window to cash in on these coins might be limited. As interest grows, more people are searching, and the price is sure to rise. But as more are found, rarity may decrease, so if you think you have one, now is the time to act. So, are you ready to check your change jar? Imagine the possibility of unearthing $1.3 million, just like that. It's not just a dream. It's the reality of rare coin collectors who know what to look for, and it's a chance that could be waiting for you. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, because we're uncovering hidden wealth in places you'd least expect, with more rare coin guides coming your way. Next time, we're exploring a penny worth nearly as much as a car. You walk into your attic or rummage through a drawer filled with dusty old coins, and what you find could be worth more than your house. Now, imagine holding a coin in your hands that's worth over $1 million. Does that sound too good to be true? Stay tuned, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the unbelievable truth about a rare 1992 P Mint Mark Jefferson nickel that's selling for $1.2 million, and how you might have one sitting in your collection right now. Let me start with something that might send a chill down your spine: the 1992 P Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. This isn't just any ordinary nickel. In fact, it's one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever minted in American history. You've probably held one of these in your hand countless times, thinking it's just a regular coin. But what if I told you that a certain batch of these nickels has been fetching an insane $1.2 million in the market? It's not a typo. It's not a mistake. This is happening right now. But hold on. Before you rush to check the coin jar, remember, not all 1992 P nickels are created equal. In fact, only a few rare specimens have been discovered to be worth a small fortune. So, the big question is, do you have one of these treasures? Let's take a step back. The 1992 P Jefferson nickel was part of a regular batch produced by the U.S. Mint. It looks just like any other nickel, except for one very important detail: a rare error that occurred during its minting. This error, which wasn't noticed at first, created a small but highly sought-after difference in the coin's design. Over time, collectors started to recognize that the 1992 P Mint Mark nickels, when found in the right condition, could fetch astronomical sums. Now, here's the kicker: these nickels are so rare, so valuable, that coin collectors around the world are desperate to get their hands on one. And the value? It's only going up. People are paying top dollar for these nickels, sometimes up to $1.2 million, because once they're gone, they're gone. But here's the catch: not all 1992 P nickels are created equal. The condition, the error, and where you sell it can make a massive difference in the price you'll get for yours. So, let me ask you, do you know what to look for? Here's the truth. Every single day, thousands of people across the country are searching for this specific 1992 P Mint Mark nickel. But time is running out. The longer you wait to check your collection, the higher the chance that you're missing out on an opportunity to make life-changing money. Don't be one of those people who looks back in regret, wondering what if. Imagine selling a single coin and instantly finding yourself in a position to live the life you've always dreamed of. No more worrying about bills. No more delays in your goals. This could be your moment, but only if you act right now. So, here's how to identify whether you have this rare nickel in your hands. You need to look closely at the coin's details. It's not just the date or the mint mark. You need to carefully inspect the design on the reverse side, especially the Monticello building. The error coin has a slight yet crucial detail in the windows of the building that distinguishes it from the common version. Is your coin one of the rare ones? Or will you miss out on your shot to own a piece of history? In the next few moments, I'm going to show you how to get your coin appraised, and how to sell it for maximum value. But first, I need to ask you, how much is your future worth? Because if you don't act soon, that $1.2 million might just slip through your fingers. Fade to black with the sound of a coin being flipped, as the screen text reads. Stay tuned for the next step. Don't wait. Subscribe now, and turn those old coins into the future you deserve. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more valuable coin secrets. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Imagine owning a coin in your collection that's worth not just a few dollars, not a couple hundred, but over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. It's possible that a simple 1981 D Jefferson nickel with a Monticello reverse could be worth up to $1.4 million. Now, think about that for a second. One single coin could mean financial freedom, a new house, an earlier retirement, or that dream lifestyle you've been envisioning. But what makes a single nickel command such an astounding value? And could you be holding one right now? Stick around, because in this video, we're diving deep into why this coin is so valuable, the mistakes that can cost you big when selling, and how to get top dollar for it. You don't want to miss this, especially if you're ready to cash in and live the life you deserve. Alright, let's break it down. First, let's talk about what makes the 1981 D. Jefferson nickel so incredibly rare. If you're thinking, come on, it's just a nickel, you're not alone. But with rare coins, what may seem ordinary can actually be worth a fortune. This specific coin has a unique detail, the D mint mark. It's all about the history and a little flaw that makes it unique. Sometimes these errors happen in the minting process, resulting in misaligned markings, extra details, or faint stamps. This small mint mark is what could potentially unlock the key to a massive payday. But wait, don't go diving into your coin jar just yet. Here's where it gets tricky. Not every 1981 D nickel is valuable. In fact, most will just be regular nickels worth exactly 5 cents. The real treasure is in finding one that's in pristine, mint condition and holds specific distinguishing features, like a perfectly sharp Monticello depiction and a flawless edge. Even the tiniest scratch can knock its value down by hundreds, even thousands. It's all about perfection. And before you rush out to start your hunt, ask yourself, do you have the patience to examine these coins under a microscope? Because that's where the real excitement begins. So, what exactly should you look for? The devil is in the details. Check for a full, sharp strike on both sides of the coin. The D mint mark should be clear and centered, and the Monticello should appear with full, crisp steps. Collectors call it full steps detail, and it's what separates a valuable coin from one that'll just get you a coffee at best. If you've got one of these near-perfect coins, you're in luck. But here's where the urgency kicks in. The market for these rare coins is booming, but it won't be forever. As more collectors flood the market, the competition for rare coins heats up, and prices can shift overnight. Now, more than ever, is the time to act if you've got something valuable in your collection. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the knowledge that you've secured a high-end auction spot for your coin. With the right appraisal, you could be seeing offers in the hundreds of thousands, or even millions. And let's face it, how many other nickels will give you that opportunity? None. This is about recognizing opportunity when it knocks, because who knows when it'll come around again. Ever heard the saying, a penny saved is a penny earned? Well, try a nickel saved, and maybe you'll earn a mansion. Now, before you cash out too early, there's one last piece to this puzzle. Something that could mean the difference between a small payout and a life-changing windfall. Here's the final key to selling a rare coin like this. Once you find a valuable 1981 D. Jefferson nickel, it's crucial to get it professionally appraised by a numismatics expert. These experts will grade your coin, verify its authenticity, and provide a certificate that serious collectors want to see. Without this, you could risk selling it for a fraction of its true worth. And when it comes to selling, avoid common mistakes. Auctions can be tempting, but negotiating privately with reputable buyers might be the better path. Knowledge is power, and in this case, the key to living that lifestyle you've dreamed about. So, take a look in your collection, carefully. Who knows, you could be holding a small piece of history worth over $1 million. And if you are? Well, you're in for quite an adventure. Remember, treasures don't always come in the form of gold and jewels. Sometimes, they're hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to recognize them. So, if you're ready to seize your piece of history, start looking, start evaluating, and prepare for what might just be the most profitable discovery of your life.